Hey, beautifuls. How are y'all?
Hey.
Still waiting. I see it say connecting to audio.
Hey.
All right. Hey. So we're gonna give it a few minutes. It is, we did mention that last week, or forgot that it is Easter. So if we just get a small group tonight, or if it's just us, we're gonna keep it pushing anyway. Just to keep the momentum going. But let me just put a note in the group.
Carmen and Khalil, you look beautiful today.
Thank you. And you, as always. I can't even see y'all. I'm sitting here like I'm trying not to do it, but you also I'm like I really can't see anybody.
I'm the same way because I have my glasses, but I don't want to be on the camera.
Right.
I don't want to be squinting my eyes either, so I get it.
All right. Yeah, so we're gonna give it a few minutes. You know what? And now that we're gonna have to do a little bit more promoting next week too. I did just get the flyer out today, and it is Easter, so like I said, we'll play it how it is, and we'll do whatever we can do today. But now that we have the flyer, we got to make sure that everybody try to shoot it out at least 2 or 3 times this week. Carmen, I'll get you your flyer too for your page within the next few days.
Hey, Kyle.
Let's see.
Hey, Dewana. Hey, Carmen. What's up?
What's up?
And if we don't get anybody today, we'll just repeat the topic next week, because I think self-love is a great topic, and I think this activity will be fun. And if not, and what we can do is throughout the week. Oh, here's somebody, Marita. Peace, Marita. Welcome to the conversation. Yeah, so we're just talking about self-love. I think it's a great topic to talk about right now. With all that's going on, it's important to be invested in ourselves and our health and our well-being, mentally, physically, and everything in between. So I think that's a great topic that to play off of, and to share a few good activities that we can use throughout the week, and we can share with our friends and family. That'll be a lot of fun. Hey, Kyle, why don't you shoot the invite in the group real quick?
Okay.
All right. So before we get into it, while we're waiting for a couple of more people to get on, Kai and I were talking about some tips. We just want to make sure that each week as we go into conversation, we're giving out some tips to people to help them through this time or whatever. And I know there's been a lot of people getting sick. So do you guys have any tips or suggestions for people for when if they get sick, or to prevent getting sick? What are some things that they can do? Anybody? Well,
well, first you just want to remain positive as much as possible. Don't allow fear to creep in, because that will lower your immune system, because you will start to worry. Then it causes anxiety, then you don't sleep well, and all of a sudden you're suffering from insomnia. So now your body is not able to recuperate and rejuvenate itself like it should, in its natural rhythm to restore itself, for one. And then take supplements. I don't really want to say what supplements to take, because I don't know what type of medications people are taking and what works with what, because I'm not a doctor. But you want to do your supplements. If you're not able to take do vegetables and fruits, because right now you might want to supplement fruits and vegetables versus meat. Maybe eat less meat. you can exchange certain things for other things when it comes to your diet, so you can get those nutrients that you need. And drink plenty of water. And I would say, please go outside and enjoy yourself, even if it's at your front door.
Yeah. I agree. I would say exercise. Get a little exercise, you know, get out the house, so you won't start to get like just stiff. When you sit around too much, you get stiff, you get sedentary. You know, it's just not healthy for your blood flow. It's not healthy for your mindset, anything. So get out. Even if you know you take a run around the block or up and down the front steps, or you know, do a couple push-ups on the wall, anything. Just making sure that you get some exercise in, and also some sun. You know, I know we've had a lot of raininess around the country, but you know, when that sun is available, get out there and just get in the sun for at least 3 minutes, you know, and it makes a big difference. So I'm definitely going to make that suggestion.
You feel refreshed too.
You do. You definitely do.
So see the sun today, you have no idea.
Oh, you said you went out in the sun? Yeah.
We took out my daughter her first driver license lessons today, because I know it's because the sun was out.
You know what, that's another good one too, Dewana. Making sure that you spend this time with your family. It's plenty of things that we've talked about that we want to do with our families that we haven't had a chance to do, and now was the perfect time to do it. You know, even thinking about for me, I've been wanting to do some videos for the longest time, like some fun educational videos, because I got a bunch of activities that I had from when I used to teach, but it's not just for kids, it's for families and for adults too. So, you know, just taking the time to do that and helping get my kids to help me put those together. So, you know, that's something that we're going to have some fun doing. You know, and
Project.
Yeah. And I read something, you know, a good tip for parents. Somebody was saying, you know, if school is not your thing and you know you're dreading being a homeschool teacher because you're not the best at math and English, you know, start teaching your kids some life skills. Take this time to teach your kids how to cook.
Carmen.
This time to teach your kids.
So I lost you for a second. I don't know. Was it just me?
I think I have like backed out of the video. Hold on, let me try to go back.
It's a little frozen.
I can still see you, Carmen.
I see her, but it's frozen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Zoom.
Right.
Yeah, but like the thing was saying, you know, like I said, take the time to use this to do some skills, some life skills. Teach your kids how to sew. Teach your kids how to you know, balance a checkbook. You know, teach your kids how to, you know, look up some credit videos. One thing I want to do is look up some videos about Bitcoin and learning about digital currency and stuff like that. That's stuff that you can do as a family. And you know, we sit around watching YouTube videos all day. We can squeeze out an hour or so to look at how to, you know, buy gold or something so that we can start to have precious metals, things that are good for us. But we got off topic. We were talking about things to help people get healthy if they're sick, you know. But all of these things are definitely a part of, you know, being healthy mentally, physically, and everything in between. So
yeah, staying productive.
Definitely.
That's the
Exactly.
important part. Just don't lay around being stagnant.
I have a tip as well, like Dewana said, keeping your mind positive. And for me, you know, this is one of the things that I do. You know, I try to keep my mind on positive activities, like Khalid said, sunlight. But also, like to add, like this is the time you also, like if you're fearful, even if you're sick, this is the time that you can, you know, before going to sleep and wake up, you can do a lullaby. And in this lullaby, you can say something like, I am in the state of being healthy in all my affairs. And you can say this over and over till you drift off. And when you first wake up, this right here, you're commanding your subconscious mind and you're promoting health to your mind.
Mm-hmm.
And this in return will hit your biofield and you will start to attract health in all areas of your life. And in this statement, this is not no contradiction because of the fact that you're saying that you are in a state of being. That means you're coming into being. It's not like you saying, oh, I'm a millionaire, to your mind, but damn, I'm not no millionaire. But what you're saying is you're conveying an affirmation to your mind and you're keeping it positive. And you're saying that I'm in a state of being healthy in all my affairs. And you can keep saying this every time before you go to sleep and drift off. Boom. First thing when you wake up, you can say this. And this is a good way to, you know, command your mind to attract health in your life. And also another tip is, you know, use some natural remedies that boost your immune system, because this bio weapon is attacking on your immune system as well. So, you know, you could use sea moss, some vitamins, vitamin D3, zinc, whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's my tip. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I use sea moss and I use these affirmations for me to stay healthy.
Right.
Yeah, those affirmations are important. I know Khalil sent me some sea moss. My husband just purchased some more sea moss, vitamin C, vitamin D. I feel it's very important also. But that's a powerful
Oh my God.
affirmation. I really like that affirmation. Placing your hand over your heart and saying that affirmation at night, it really brings substance and validity to the affirmation as well.
Mm-hmm. I agree with everything you guys are saying. Definitely, those self-affirmations are so important when you're talking about self-love, you know, and you're definitely thinking about one thing I know, watching Abraham Hicks, they always talk about 17 seconds when you first wake up. If you can keep a positive thought in your mind for 17 seconds, it'll last throughout the day. And of course you want to do it longer and longer each day, but you want to shoot for 17 seconds, because that is, as little as that sounds, is as hard as it can be sometimes, trying to keep that positive thought when you first wake up, or definitely, you know, going when you're going to sleep, laying down on something positive is really important. You know, just thinking about the fact that while you're sleeping, your body is healing itself. That's the most rapid time that it's healing itself, spending the most time healing. So you want positivity to be flowing through your thoughts, through your heart, and everything else while you're healing yourself, you know. So those are definitely great tips. And yeah, and all the natural remedies, you know, I'm with both of you guys. Like, I have tons of them. I'm you know, trying to start my own medicine house, but you got to be careful suggesting, because, you know, you don't want anybody to say, well, girl, I took my heart medicine and that echinacea made me have a bad, you know. So we can suggest, just make sure that, you know, you find out what's best with what's for your situation, you know. Definitely, like you said, the sea moss, like he said, the zinc, echinacea, hyssop, elderberry, you know, things that are great for cough, things that are great, onion syrup, you know. You can do so many different things that you have naturally at home, making sure that you keep your blood rich in iron. So your dark leafy greens, you know, these are all things that you can naturally have in your diet, that will supplement, you know, keeping your immune system healthy.
Yeah, and fruit, that's a very powerful superfruit. That could be a substitute for meat. Also, jackfruit. Quinoa is also very rich in protein as well. So I would suggest that also.
Yes, I was
Um,
quinoa yesterday.
I use that now. I don't even use rice anymore. I use the quinoa with my beans. Tastes good.
Yeah.
That first week or so, it may take your digestive system a moment to digest it properly, so it's not irritating your stomach. But after 3 days or so, your body get used to trying to digest the quinoa, because sometimes it's too rich because it's so high in protein. It's one of the natural substance. Well, it's one of the highest natural substance as far as grains when it comes to protein. And jackfruit is like really, really high in protein also.
I have some jackfruit upstairs. I'm excited to use it. We're supposed to be making some tacos with it.
I was just about to say I made some jackfruit tacos. They were
Oh, you did make some. Oh man, I'm excited to try it. So, and you know, that's another thing. You know, when we're shutting this is a time to get creative. Try some new recipes. You know,
Yes.
some healthier recipes. Don't be like me, baking something new every day. By the time this shutting is over, I'm not gonna be able to fit through the door. but it's okay, because it's all in love, you know.
Right. But sure, you do have to be mindful of too much snacking, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes. But yeah, so, you know, just thinking about just thinking about self-love and how important it is, thinking about how important self is as being able to lead by example for others, you know, just in itself. You know, people will look at you and wonder, well, why is she so confident, or why is he so happy, you know, what is going on, or they, even if you don't, you know, you might not have much, you ever see somebody and they have little to nothing, but they are the happiest people you ever met and have a smile on their face because they have self-love, and they understand that everything else going on around them is going to be going on anyway. So why not just take that time to love yourself, you know? And I don't know, you know, it's what's one thing, you know, that you mentioned a lot, Dawana, and I actually saw something about it earlier. I think about talking about the going through the dark night of the soul, and you know, those points in life where you just feel like so unconnected, and you know, you might be going through a spiritual journey and you're like, oh my God, why did God leave me, and you know, and all of these different things, and it feels like the whole world is turned against you. You know, the old folks call it their Job story. It feels like everything and everybody in the world is turning against you. It's like, you know, but the key thing about that is if you have self-love, you will understand how to get through that, you know, and that's something that it takes a while to learn. Sometimes it takes a growth. That's a growing process, you know, especially depending on what you've been through in your life. Being able to get to a point of self-love it can be a journey, you know, and it's not something that everybody always acquires. You know, you think about people, it's people out here who are millionaires and have tons of money, and they still are miserable because they don't have self-love, and they think that possessions are is the thing that's going to I'm sorry, I'm watching the dog, she's about to jump up here on the computer. um but you know, they just don't have self-love. So what, you know, I want to open up the conversation today, like, guys, like, what brought you, what has gotten you guys on this side of your journey or self-love, or you know, even if you're still growing through the journey or getting to that point, what are some of the tools and techniques that you use to get you to appreciate self-love?
For me, one of the things that, you know, when I came to self-realization was to realize this, you know, this inner essence that I possess. And me realizing, you know, this inner essence, I realized I had a destiny. And this multiplied my love into passion. Like this, the love of my inner essence, and seeing my inner essence, I started to see my inner essence in all things. So like this, took me to a whole nother level, just understanding myself and my, you know, that power that gives me life. And like this, like it was like an amazing thing for me, because before, I was just basically living somebody else's life. You know what I'm saying? It was like I'm living in somebody else's mind. When I embraced my own inner essence, I started living my destiny. I started to love my inner essence, in which that created me to love everything else, and seeing this essence in everything. So like for me, that was an important thing to understand myself and to acknowledge that power that's within me. When I started to acknowledge that and accept that, I started to accept everything else outside of me.
Definitely. And guys, if you're not ready to speak up, you are welcome to comment in the chat section. You can click on chat in a chat bubble, or a chat thing will pop up on the side, and you can comment there. You know, we're definitely gonna open it up for everybody to comment too. But you're welcome to join the conversation. It's not all about us, it's about everybody. This is a community forum. And you know, so going back to self-love, yeah, for me, I think that it's still a, you know, it's always a journey. You know, for me, I was fighting depression for a long time, and so, you know, there are levels, lots of levels to finding self-love and self-actualization. And I came across something, you know, in a social studies class, the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and that was something that I use. It's a tool that I even use to this day with young people, with adults, everything. And I think it's very important to helping you realize self-love, because sometimes you just don't know. You're so confused with everything in life. You just have no clue like what your needs are, where to start, where to begin, or whatever. And I think that it's important to have a lot of good tools. So personally, I like to use Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and it based. Let me see if I might be able to share it real. Let me see if I can share my screen real quick. Yeah, share. Okay, so here is an actual diagram of it, and it shows like the body, your basic needs are your physiological needs, shelter, food, stuff like that. And then your safety needs, knowing that you can go somewhere safe and you don't have to worry about harm. Then love and belonging, having friendship or having support of family, or having a team or a system where you know that you can go and feel like you belong there. Then having all of those things, you're able to have some esteem about yourself, because these are the things that support esteem. And once you've gotten to that point, now you basically have self-actualization, because these are all the things that each person kind of needs a basic setup of in order to have self-realization. So yeah, I'll just bring it back, but I just wanted to share that real quick. So and so that's a tool that I personally like to use. But yeah, but there's so many different tools that you can use to help you with your journey for self-love. Um, you know what? Oh, I just got to give you a shout out, Mr. Wana. Mr. Wana has been getting me into my crystals lately, and they've definitely, helped a lot. um, and even thinking about just setting up your atmosphere and the feng shui, the plants that you put in your house, the flowers that you grow outside your door, the pictures that you hang on your wall, the colors in the dream catcher that you put over your bed, the fact that you don't have anything like that in your house, or you do, pictures, all of these different things subconsciously build on our self-esteem, help us create our own version of self-love. So what I want to do now, I think it's enough of us. Why don't we do this? We're going to swing where we want to try something different. Each time we have our conversations, that we want to put some activity into it, so that we can start to make what we talk about tangible. And have it not just be, conversation that bounces off of our ears, just shooting the spit, as they say. We want to start being able to do things that have us actually thinking, and have something to walk away from the conversation with. So Carmen came up with a great activity for us. You can you hear me, Carmen? You ready? Yeah. And so Carmen's gonna do a quick activity with us, something that we can do right now, and it'll also it's also something that you'll be able to take with you throughout the week to use. So, but it's on you, Carmen.
Okay. Hi everybody. Okay, I'm Carmen. So Kalia wanted an activity for self-reflection this week. So she wanted it to be lighthearted, and wanted to make sure that it was fun. So I created this fun game. I'll be walking everybody through it today. So let's see. So one reason why it's important to do a fun game on self-reflection is just because you spend 100% of your time with yourself, literally 100% of the time. So it's important that you really do understand yourself and who you are, so that way you can take care of yourself. Since you're always there to take care of you, that's perfect to have that person who's always there with you 100% of the time. They know you, they got your back, and that's you yourself. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna write down 5 things about ourselves that we like about ourselves, moments that we're proud of, achievements, so things that we've achieved. But we're gonna do this as our future self. So for example, I still eat like dairy, but my future self doesn't. My future self is vegan. So So one thing that I'm proud of would be the fact that I don't eat any animal products, not even dairy. So that's just an example. So I'll give everybody a minute to get a pen and paper. That way everybody can participate in the activity.
You can use your phone too. If you don't have a pen and paper, you can use your notepad on your phone, or just keep it in mind. If you're pretty settled in where you are, but if you want to write it down, you can do that. I think I'm going to use the notepad in my phone.
So 5 things that we like about ourselves.
Yeah, our future self. So I mean, our future self can have the same traits that we have now. Like I'm proud of myself because I work out 3 times a week. So my future self will also work out 3 times a week, so you could do it like that. But I like to talk about myself as a future self. So it's good to like write that down, like what you're proud of that you haven't accomplished yet, but will in the future. So like I don't own a business yet, but I'm proud of myself for owning a business because my future self owns a business. Me in the future, I will own a business.
I get you. All right. Why don't we do this? Why don't we give everybody about a minute and a half or so to do that, and just get as many as you can. All right. Welcome. I think Soli just came in. Welcome.
Hi, Soli.
His mic might not be on yet. All right, 5 things. Let's see. 5. You said 5 things that my future self likes about me?
Yeah, and that you like about you, your accomplishments, and things that you're proud of yourself.
Okay. Just to catch you up, Sola, we're doing an activity. We're coming up with 5 things that we like about ourselves or that we're proud of or something, but our future selves. I keep forgetting the music. Maybe I should do the Jeopardy in the background.
I'll give my examples while everybody's writing, so I can maybe be of some inspiration. So I'm just gonna come up with them off the top of my head. So I am so proud of myself because I keep my house like completely clean. Every day I keep my house clean. And every day I fix my daughter's hair and it's always cute and on point, and I condition it and I style it and I put it up.
I hear you, girl. That's an achievement.
Because it's work. I have 3 girls, so I know it's work for to keep the hair up and your hair up too. So you're doing a great performance.
Thank you. Well, I guess I was supposed to say that it was supposed to they're supposed to say I love that at the beginning. So I love that. Okay, so I love that my daughter's hair is on point every day, and I love that I keep my house clean every day, and I love that I own my own business, and I love that I'm a vegan, and I love that I'm healthy and I get all my nutrients. Those are my 5 examples.
Okay. All right. If anybody wants to share 1 or 2 in the chat, that would be awesome. Or you can come on. You can speak if anybody wants to share any. what is it? So how do you say I love that I, and then you say your thing?
Yeah, I love that. And then whatever after that. So I love that. And then your thing that you love.
All right. I love that. Got people talking about yourself. You know that's the hardest thing to do is talk about yourself. You already know. Like what we're gonna do it today. We're gonna do it. That's what we're here for. Um, all right. We'll take a couple more seconds. Anybody want to share one or two?
I love that. I love that Marita Powers. I love that I have the courage. I'm getting more courage to step out of my comfort zone. I love that I am starting to eat healthier and concentrate on my health more. I love that I am being more lovingly and more giving. And I love that I have great stamina.
Thank you for sharing. And can I share that last one with you?
Yes. Yes.
I love that I have great stamina. Yes, I need to share that one.
Yes.
Yes.
Pray for the stamina for sure.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll share. Okay. I don't know if I'm sharing them all. I love that I don't give into depression anymore. I love that I am completing my book. I love that I got my passport and I'm working on getting a plot in Africa.
Nice.
I love that I am starting my homeschool program. I didn't get the fifth one. That's mine.
I'll go.
Go ahead, let's get it.
I love that I got my new driver's license today because I finally updated my new address.
Yes, girl.
I got a ticket, okay?
Oh, no.
I love that I am a healer. I love that I care about my appearance and I understand first impression is everything. I love that I am a teacher and I love that I am successful. Yeah. And I love that I know who I am.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, everybody. Anybody else want to share?
I got a couple.
Okay.
I love that I'm being more grounded when I'm presented with reoccurring patterns such as anger. I might get angry, but I'm staying more grounded now and I'm controlling myself. So I love that. I love that I'm having more empathy for all of creation. That was one of my things, not having empathy as growing up. And I love that I'm not being as much silly as I used to be. You know, I'm a silly person, but you know, it's a balance. So I love that I'm being more balanced with my silliness.
Somebody trying to put your fire out, Kyle.
That's good. That's a lot of growth. That's good, Kyle.
Yes. Thank you for sharing. All right. Anybody else want to share before we move on?
Solely?
So me, let me see. I love that I'm finally an independent man. I love that I own my own business. I love that the universe is supporting me in all ways, even ways I am not yet aware of. I love that the universe is bringing me the right people at the right moment.
Yeah.
Good, sis. I guess you can.
Well,
Awesome.
Thank you for sharing.
Congratulations on your independence, Solely.
Yes, sir. Yes, ahead of the curve, young man. Ahead of the curve.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hi, who is that?
I know her name is this iPhone on the picture. Oh, wait a minute. Let me change my name too. Hold up.
I'm gonna change my name to iPhone number 2.
Hold up. I keep forgetting to change my name when it starts. All right. All right. Here we go.
Go ahead, man.
All right, cool. So thank you. So thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry, I hate to say that. Miss iPhone, did you want to share before we go? Okay. Carmen, did you want to close out the exercise for us?
So I just wanted to say, pretty much that, you know, getting to know yourself like that, and it just helps you kind of realize what you want. That's a really good way to love yourself, because when you get to know someone, you can love them. So if you think about when you're loving somebody, you can't love them if you don't understand who they are and what they want. Once you get to know what you want, then you're able to take care of yourself, and love yourself a lot better, or just be able to love yourself in general if you have an understanding of who you are and what you want. So what you can do, join me in just writing down 5 of those same things every day for the next week. And then you should be able to have a better understanding of who you are, so you can love yourself a lot better. So that's it.
Thank you for sharing. May I just add a little ticker onto that, Carmen?
Yes.
I'm a big person on being visual for your subconscious, because you know, the things that we see around us, even if we don't focus on them, they're entering our subconscious mind. So as we write down these self-love affirmations, if we keep them somewhere that we can look at them every day, maybe on a mirror, maybe on the back of your door, you know, maybe somewhere on your bedside or something, so that you can see them when you lay down or when you wake up or something like that, just to keep them visual. Also, they feed into your subconscious mind, or just make it a point to maybe say them. But once you come up with your list of 20, 25 or whatever, even if it's you pick 5 out that you really like, just saying them to yourself every day when you wake up, or saying them to yourself on those days when you feel at your lowest. Because when we feel sometimes at our low, we don't feel like doing any of that. But if we have something prepared, like 5 affirmations that will just feed nourishment of encouragement into our soul, these are ways to start to heal. So I just wanted to add that this, you know, you can a way to continually use that is to, you know, interchange them, use them different, but make sure that they're visual, or keep them in your journal that you go to every day. You know, when you do stuff like that, you can even build out your calendar. Like if you have a daily calendar, or even if it's on your phone calendar, when you come up with your 25 affirmations, you can plug them into your reminders. And when you wake up every morning, your alarm will tell you, I love me because I'm beautiful today. You know, it's Wednesday. On Wednesday, we feel like we are wonderful. You know, something like that, just so that every day, these are the type of things that you are feeding yourself with a rhythm and with a routine. Excuse me. Okay. All right. So, I'm sorry. Just had to let somebody in. Cool. That was pretty cool. I like that, and I think that that's something that, like I said, we're going to do every week. I think we should start having a different exercise that we can do as a group, and we can take throughout the week, or we can use to reflect. That was nice and fun. Sometimes they'll be fun and goofy. Sometimes they'll be lighthearted. I mean, excuse me. Sometimes they'll be a little heavier. You know, because we need to have the balance of both. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. I'm really enjoying this. I've needed to smile. You know, I love this, guys. Let me tell you, when this the new way that things are. I'm kind of I'm one of those people that's like a introverted or extroverted introvert. You know, I don't really deal with. I'm an insider. I like to keep to myself or with my family, but you still need to interact with people, and you know, to feed the soul. So that's where my extrovert comes out, when I get to go out and mingle or talk to the community. And now that we don't get to do that, I get that nourishment from my Zoom chats. You know, so this is always great for me. I think that this is something that we can tell people too. When like my cousin, he's like going through this fight with depression right now, and I'm like, listen, you know, you don't get to get out to people. Find you a Zoom crew. Figure out how to play Zoom spades. You know, my mom and her girlfriend have Zoom happy hour now. You know, they get their bottle of wine and they have a little girl chat, and they sip and they have it right over Zoom. You know, it could be on Tiny Chat, it could be a Hangouts, it could be on Facebook, you know, Messenger, or whatever the case may be. But a great tool for staying connected is by doing just what we're doing now. And you know, it also opens us up to think about ways to reach people that we've never talked to before, because now each week in the group I've seen someone new that I've never met before, and that's awesome, because that's how we get to not only spread a positive message, you know, into different areas, but we get to take in, you know, more to share with our community and our families and our groups, and you know, different tips and tools and tricks that we can and use and take throughout this transitional period. Because you know, we just once again have to keep remembering that pretty much life is not going to go back to the way things were before. It may, you know, it may balance out a little bit and get a little bit more regular, if that's a such thing. But honestly, we're going to be doing things a lot different, and a lot of these futuristic things that they've been talking about, they're coming. You know, we have to understand that, so we have to figure out where our fit is in this new world, and how it's going to play out, and how are we going to thrive in it, and not dwell on the fact that things are not how they used to be.
And it's important too, like to build the feng shui in your home, right? Think about the energy flow. So if it feels stagnant and you feel stuck, start moving things around, declutter. This is the perfect time to clean out stuff, especially if you're stuck at home. You know, just so your space can feel better. Burn some candles. That will always make you feel really good. If you have some incense to burn those too. And also stay.
Oh, no.
That's really good for bacteria. Rice where at least 98, 97% of bacteria for a good 30 days. So that's really good too.
Yeah. Sage, you know, if you have no sage, you can burn bay leaf. If you have ground sage, sometimes I'll sprinkle it on top of the candle, you know, anoint the candle with the sage. One thing that I know some old folk I know used to do is sprinkle the cinnamon on the floor and sweep the floor with the cinnamon.
Yeah, I put it in
Because
my too sometimes.
What'd you say?
Sometimes I put the cinnamon in my candle too.
Yeah, me too. I usually do a little bit of cinnamon and sage on my candles. Yep. So that's a lot of nice. All of these things, you know, just will lighten the air, keep the positivity in the air. Another thing, you know, so many different things that you can do. Self-love, self-fun, you know, be goofy, think outside the box, do things that you wouldn't normally do, you know. I don't know. You know, and if you you can recreate. If you can't think of anything to do something that somebody else is doing that's fun. You know, do some TikTok videos. Make your own version of Monopoly. We did that one time. One time we did neighborhood Monopoly and just walked around the block, a 4-square block, and made it like the Monopoly board. And each one of the 4 squares on the Monopoly board was the different block in the square. You know, so it's so many different things that you can do. Make it goofy. Do an adult game. That one thing, I can't even remember what it was, Carmen, that you had posted today. You know, one of those like sentence picker games, and it's like pick your day of the month and the month that you were born and the day that you were born and stuff like that. You know, you can make up games like that, or add Mad Lib, stuff like that. And all of these things, you'll have a lot of fun. And you'll learn a lot. This is like really.
So I think this is the time to really start using your brain, right?
Yes,
You
really.
don't want to fall asleep on you. And the same thing with your kids too.
And you have to do it intentionally, because you know, like we talked about a little earlier, you know, if you don't move around, you get stagnant, you get stiff. You think about people who are on bed rest, when they finally able to get up, their body is stiff because they don't get to move. The same thing happens.
It don't feel good.
If you're not getting out doing things, you just get lazier and lazier. You stop wanting to do more and more. So you have to intentionally do things in a way that you normally wouldn't do. If you're just because you're home doesn't mean anything. Make sure you get up every day, still take your shower, still get dressed, still do your hair. You know, maybe put on a little bit of makeup or put on a face wash for the day. You know, do the things that you might normally do. If you're not going to get to go out and go to work today, still get out and take a walk to the store, even if you're not buying anything. You know, just to get your blood flowing.
And you can do turmeric mask too, but turmeric for your digestive system is good for diabetes, high blood pressure. So turmeric make you feel really good too. I love turmeric. Honey. Honey is one of the best substances in life. Now,
I love my honey.
Yes, that will give you energy for sure. And then you might want to also remind your kids to go outside, right? right? Because now they're like stuck inside, probably doing schoolwork and playing on video games. Like today, I had to tell my, y'all going outside today. You know, the sun's out, it's not raining, you're going outside. You know, because they'll get stagnant too, and they'll get lazy too. You know, they might do well on the schoolwork. Their body still need to move, because when you think about it, when they're at school, they're constantly moving around. And if they're at home just sitting around, maybe doing chores here and there, you know, they're not moving around. They're not at activities that they would normally have. Because elementary students, they still go outside for recess. You know, middle school, high school, they go outside. They have lunch period. They still have PE. So they're being active. So when you think about them being out of school for 3 months, and then being out of school for the summertime too, that's a good 5.5 months that they're out of school, and they might not really be active, you know, so they need that exercise.
Yep. And some of the same rules that you put on them, you can put on yourself. Force them to go outside for a half an hour every day, you know, unless the weather is too bad. And force yourself to go outside for a half an hour every day. Put the computer down, put the phone down, go outside and get some.
Force yourself to take that walk. Just say, I'm gonna do it.
To take that walk. Exactly. You know, what else? You know, now's the perfect time. Force yourself, like I said, to start on those projects that you didn't start on before, you know, or get the kids started into a business, or learning about entrepreneurship, or learning about stocks, you know. Buy Dr. Boyce Watkins program for kids learning how to do stocks. It's like $50 or something like that, $100 or something like that. You know, and feed some more worthwhile knowledge into their minds, you know. Make the kids work on a project together, and get silly, get creative. I saw one, oh my gosh, it was the funniest thing, man. The dad was like DJing in the background, and the little girl came in, and she had her little like Cyndi Lauper type of outfit, and the little brother, he had the swimming pool in the middle of the living room floor, and they were having spring break in the living room, you know. But it was really, really cute, you know. And it's a way to keep everybody happy and lighthearted in the house. Everybody's not looking at mom and dad like, we need something to do, we need something to do, we need something to do. You know, mom and dad are not killing the kids for driving them crazy all day long. The kids aren't killing each other, you know. And then we've been talking a lot about people who are actually in the house with people. What about people who are in the house alone? You know, what can people who are by themselves do during the time of shut-in to stay happy and healthy, mentally and physically? Any suggestions for that? Or any affirmations for that? Sometimes we don't even have to have a whole lot of activities and suggestions. Just a couple of tips on how to stay, you know, mentally, what's the word? I don't want to use stable, because it makes it sound so, you know, like.
I would say if you're feeling lonely, just reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a family setting, you know. For me, what I would do is, you know, I would keep it basic, and I would get, like, you know, have a basic, you know, find a basic book, like something like The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. And, you know, I would have a time that, you know, the family, we can sit down, we can read, and we can just, you know, express ourselves and be more creative. I think this is the time that we really have to be more creative. Like you said earlier, Kalia, we have to think outside the box. Even how, you know, society is changing, we have to be creative and come up with new ideas of how to create more financial freedoms for yourself and your families. So I think this is a real good time for, you know, to really get real tight with the family and build off of, you know, a basic building block, and innovative and creative during this time right here.
And just to build off of that, you know, this is a great time for family to get to know each other well too. Who has what hidden skills? Who has what hidden talents? Somebody in your circle is a better negotiator than somebody else. Somebody in your circle is handier than everybody else. Somebody in your circle can cook better than everybody else. Somebody in your circle has a natural green thumb. You know, it's time to find out those things. You know, who knows how to do what, and how can we put it to use to be productive? You know, we live each day normally, just day to day, the way, you know, check to check, day to day, just getting by, you know, just trying to make sure that our bills are paid and we got a little bit of smile on our face, food in the fridge. But if we don't go back to that, we're gonna have to figure out how to work around that. We got to get back to that village living, you know. And when people lived in villages, now you still got them in communities. Everybody had a role that they played. It was a locksmith, it was a woodsmith, it was a, you know, it was a baker, it was a mason, you know. All of these different people, you know, had the job that they did. Now was the time to figure out who does what in your circle and figure out how can we multiply that for the growth and positivity of the group. How can we bring it together to barter community and barter services and build community and have a support system? What happens if the dollar collapses? Who's going to feed us? Who's going to protect us? Who's going to support us? Where are we going to get our clothes from? You know, who's the seamstress in the area? You know, these are all things that we have to think about. And everybody's not going to think about them. But, you know, if you're in this conversation right now, you're probably the type of person that's thinking about these type of things for your family and for your community. So, you know, you need to make sure that you have a hold of these resources of your own, you know, maybe not the ones that I mentioned, but there are so many others. Like who are the people in your neighborhood, as Mr. Rogers used to say. You know, you have to think about that. Who's in your community? How are you building your community right now? How are you building your village? Because that's important for survival of the future. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I've been talking for a long time, but it's just so many great things for us to talk about. And we're getting close to an hour now at 7:55. You know, we try not to stay too long. We want to make sure we touch bases on some great topics and just get our minds flowing to go throughout the week. We're also, you know, you can reach us, like I say, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and definitely on the website KSAI Get to meet any of the coaches, myself, Dewana, Ka, Soli. We have our newer coaches, Miss Carmen up there, Lori and Dee, who are not with us this evening, but they are also available too. Everybody has different topics, different specialties. So, you know, be sure to check us out and get to know us. We're going to be doing a lot of great things in the coming years to help everybody through this growth process. And we're always taking suggestions, comments, and concerns too, because that's what we're here for, to help build and grow the collective consciousness as we build and grow our own consciousness. But yeah, I just said a mouthful. Anybody have any other topics or anything that they want to touch on before we get out of here this evening? Okay. Well, I think that was a nice conversation, nice and light and easy. Make sure you tell a friend to come check us out next week. We'll be definitely talking throughout the week online. Check out some of the great and positive advice that we're throwing out, you know. And like I said, get to know us. It's a movement and it's a great one. And it's something that we need to share. But beyond that, if there's nothing else to talk about this evening, I just want to say peace, love, and light to everybody. And we'll see you guys next weekend.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in.